All right, what up, what up? We are live for Monday Night Football here. We have to, before we get going with the chat and everything like that, I do have some behind-the-scenes stuff to take care of. The thumbnail we have to change, tweet the link out, all that good stuff. So thanks for being patient. We are going to get going with some picks and whatnot in 2 seconds, but just a couple things to do prior to that. Rhymed. Who's ready for Monday Night Football? This matchup, I've seen polar opposites in terms of this game tonight, right? Dallas, Raiders. Some people are like, oh, it's going to be a good game. Some people are like, this might be the worst one yet. I think we found some stuff that we like in this one. We'll talk about all that in just a second. But as always, guys, drop your plays in the comments. There'll be a time during this stream when we're going to go through and obviously kind of decipher and look at what everyone's got. But if you are here early, go ahead and hit that like button and drop a W down in the chat for good luck. This is not Raiders gear. Though, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. This is actually Fade Me gear. The newly launched Football Couch Club hat. And I don't know if this one is sold. We only had a few units of this one. The captain's jersey. Let's see. Let's see, do we have everything? Every size is left. Every size left. Go pick you some up if you liked it. I've heard some mixed reviews here, and I can be honest. I mean, I like this jersey a lot. Some people are like, that thing is stupid. I like it a lot. But how we doing? Oh, we got a super chat from Trout already. $2 off the $3 off the rip. Well, not quite. $2.99. Really do appreciate you, Trout, my man. That's how to get the streams off to a good vibe. Let's go. Let's go. Super chats, likes, subscription, subscribe. All that good stuff is super, super appreciative. Appreciated. I am appreciative. Brian says, let's go. Let's get it, Ev. I've been watching for almost 2 years now. CD 60 plus, Bowers 50 plus, and a Williams TD. Appreciate you watching for 2 years. It's crazy. I mean, go ahead and drop this in the chat right now. We'll get to some more of your comments in a second, but go ahead and drop this in the chat. How long have you been watching / how'd you find the channel and all that? We did this, and I talked about it in our last live stream, right? We did this in the, what was it? It must have been maybe last Monday Night Football game, and I just was curious, like, how long? And some of the responses, man, you guys made me tear up. Like, literally, I was like, holy crap. Someone was like, I've been watching for 6 years. June 2023. That's a decent amount of time there, Zave. Monica says 3 months. And by the way, I want to make it very, very clear, like whether you've been watching for, a couple of years or 3 years or 3 months or 1 day, that's no shame, right? It's literally me being curious. The things that made me tear up were the people that are like, I've been rocking with you for so long. Because then it kind of puts you back into perspective. I'm just living in the day to day as you guys are. But the minute you think about that, or I say it and then it's like, whoa, you take a step back, right? You stop and smell the roses, baby. Pat says he reminds you of the redhead from the Sandlot movie. The, what's his name? The, where is he? Where's he at? Ham, right? Is that who you're talking about? Oh, come on. Come on, Pat. Hey. He's funny. He's an actor. He's a stud. Everyone knows who he is. Maybe not by name. I guess I'll take it, but damn. Damn, that ain't the best. This is who I normally, get compared to right here. This guy. Sometimes it's, that guy. Sometimes, those are just, here and far between. Stop in the street every once in a while. Hey, is that Channing Tatum? No. Do I look like that guy? I mean, I'll take it. I don't care. No way. Curtis also agrees with that. Damn. Damn. Wow, seeing a lot of people that have watched for a decent amount of time here. Really do appreciate you guys. You know what? Pumping some crowd noise. Let's pump in some damn crowd noise for you guys and everyone else in the chat. And let me pander one last time. Hit that like button, guys. We got over 100 people in here early in the stream. And I actually don't even know how many likes. 14 likes. Yikes. Yikes. I do ask because it helps out the stream, right? It helps more people get in here. Hopefully when they get in here, they enjoy what they're doing. We're having a good time and all that stuff. So that is why I ask here. Michael says, I got to lay off the booze. I thought today is Monday. Today's Monday. Dude, you got me second guessing things. Today's Monday. This is the Monday Night Football stream. What? Appreciate you for tuning in, Eddie. We'll talk some if you're coming for some Monday Night Football action and picks. We'll get to that. But hey, I guess the chat just has to roast me saying I look like the Sandlot ham first. Even though, like I said, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Channing Tatum, those are more, what I think, in a sense. Appreciate that, Carl. Brian says, you helped me a lot during the baseball, that first 5 under. Yeah, first 5 unders were my, go-to thing this baseball year, and absolutely crushed that. That was our highest volume and our highest volume, meaning how often we played it, and our highest return, which is crazy. All right, guys, should we talk some football here? If you guys want to see the final plays that I've already locked in, I know the new people are like, oh, where's the paywall? No, everything we do here on the channel is absolutely free. I'm sending you the link to the plays, though. It is a separate link to our website, but it is absolutely still free. So, just saying. But these are the plays that I've locked in. We have 4 as of right now, a unit and a third. No, I think it's a unit and a quarter on the table as of right now. Trout with another donation here, baby. Let's go. Pumping some crowd noise for Trout. Let's get a W Trout in the chat. So I've been watching / listening for 3.5 years from the cab of my heavy equipment. Years from the cab of my heavy equipment while I work, man. Thanks for all. I'm sorry that I could not read that correctly, but Trout, really do appreciate the support. I love the idea of that, just like whether it's helping someone pass the time or someone's actually just I just love the real world example of it, because it's easy for me to come in and be like, oh, that's how many views the video has today. It's hard to stop and smell the roses, but I tell you guys all the time, you got to do it, right? Milestones, big things in life. You have a really good day. Appreciate that really good day. You don't even know. It sounds sappy and corny. You don't even know if you're going to get another one of those. You know what I mean? So damn, come on. Stop and smell the roses. Roses smell pretty damn good right now. You guys are absolutely awesome. All right, let's get some football talk here. We can go in now with some of the sentimental and just conversational stuff, but we are here to talk some football, and we don't have forever to do it. Pickens anytime touchdown. Hey, that's actually one of the plays. It's from Abel. This is actually one of the plays that I have already locked in right here. Got it for boosted up to 220 on Fanatics. What is that now? I feel like we got some good value there because other lines were already soaring away from that. Let's see. I like it regardless of the plus 160 on Novig. That's still pretty damn good. Yeah, Fanatics plus 150. So I still like it at this number, by the way. Pickens obviously a red zone threat, and this is what I wanted to note here. So let's see if we can pull this up. Guys, this site that I'm showing you right now, it's a little complex with filters and whatnot, but it's absolutely a free site. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. But let me kind of walk through why I do like this Pickens look. First and foremost, Dak, when we look at him, so let's get to Dak Prescott, right? And we look at his efficiency numbers. So I guess we'll pull that up. In terms of his EPA and EPA per dropback, and even, some of his stuff like completion percentage. Actually, I think completion percentage is a little bit lower, but more so these advanced EPA per dropback. Check this out. When he throws to the out wide receiver, right? When Dak throws to the out wide receiver, things look pretty damn good for him. So remember, it was 0.2. We should have noted that. It was 0.2 for the EPA, and the DVOA was 17%. Check this out. 0.4, so it literally doubles, and then the DVOA jumps up to 47.3. Now, if we want to go and check out this defense, right, in terms of where guys align and whatnot, even looking at touchdowns per game, we can probably pull up this Las Vegas team. So Las Vegas right here, Let's see. Let's go to receiving, and hopefully we look at like receiving touchdowns or something like that per game because I want to pull this up. So EPA per target and yards per game, and what are we doing here? I'm trying to find touchdowns, 12. Okay, so if we go to out wide, right? I think the Dak is more like my stance, if I'm being completely honest, but I still don't mind the idea of having to get at the secondary, right? Look at that. Half their touchdowns, yards per target, 9. DVOA, EPA per target look good. Target receptions per game, end zone targets they had, or end zone touchdowns, 3 so far this year. So out wide, I think is a decent enough spot to consider George Pickens today. So I like George Pickens. I like him. The title says, ooh, thank you very much. Let's fix that. See, that's what happens, guys. I think the description probably does too. I'll fix that too. I told you guys when we first jumped in, I was like, hey, like, I got to take a couple minutes and change the stuff here, right? And we just didn't. But appreciate you throwing that one out there, Michael. I literally started the stream being like, all right, guys, before we get into the chat, I have to do some changes, right? Like the title, the thumbnail. Didn't do it. Did it now, though. D-Berg says, I like Lamb. I think that Dak's going to have a... So this is... I question if you like this idea, right? So if we take a peek at... If you think Lamb is going to get in and George Pickens is going to get in, you might just like take a pivot to... Because now you're talking about 2 passing touchdowns, right? You might just want to pivot at this. Now, obviously, you know, you look at this and it's like, well, the odds are... Oh, wow, it's super juiced now. This is way more digestible a couple days ago, right around here. Okay, so yeah, I guess you'd have to pick. I was going to say go for Dak 2+ touchdowns because obviously that's how that would have to happen. CD and Pickens to get one, but this is really, really juiced now. It's absolutely nuked there. So, okay, never mind. I think that's fair then. I do think that's a lock, yeah, Burgos, but I don't know about 176 is the best odds right now. You know what I mean? Hey, Curlin with the $2 chatted there, and it says it's your first super. Appreciate that. I think we should have the, do we not have the things popping up when someone donates or whatever? Let's see if I can find this. It's somewhere here. Maybe it's in screen share. Do we have it there? Alerts. There he is. Okay. I guess we weren't really prepared for this, right? All right, there's a bunch of stuff. Now I'm trying to figure out why this isn't showing on screen. You guys should be getting shout-outs once it pops up. Or is it? Did that pop up? I might have just missed it. I think that's popping up. Javonte Williams over 2.5 catches. That's an interesting one to consider here. Let's check out Javonte. Receptions, 2.5 for plus money. He's not getting too many targets. They are allowing, look at this. So Las Vegas up here, right? 18th in terms of receptions allowed. But you go to the running back position specifically, it jumps all the way down to 23. Recent running backs against them, only Travis Etienne had, you know, I guess, this isn't too bad, right? Let's do this. Let's look at I want to see defense first, wide receiver, and that's receiver, not just wide receiver. I want to check this out, right? So if we go to, I think this is zoomed in a little too much here. You guys might have to strain your eyes for a second, or actually, you know what? We'll just scroll over. How about that? So where are we at here? Passes per game to the, this is what I wanted to look at. Passes per game to the running back position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8th most Las Vegas. That could be a decent enough spot. I will say, when we look at a couple other things, right, like the offense here, this isn't necessarily a defense, a Cowboys offense that is checking the ball down all that much. And I do think that will have decent time in the pocket for Dak, right? Checking out our NFL dashboard, which this is our tool, guys, that we build. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but I just want you guys to have, like, whatever you're seeing on screen, I want you guys to have access to those tools and whatnot. Obviously, the dashboard is something we built and we do monetize. It is right now, first month, $4.99. You also get the NBA dashboard. I can show you guys an example of that in a second. But you got to use code EV5, EV5. EV5, just 3 characters. And you get it for $4.99 for the first month. So go ahead and check it out. But I want to show you what I'm talking about here in terms of this. they're going to play a ton of zone, okay? Dak's kind of mixed, messages in a sense in terms of zone and man. DVOA, EPA go up, completion percentage goes down, yards per attempt, opposite, right? Completion percentage, interception rate. It's a mixed bag, but this is what's iffy to me. They play a lot of zone and do not get home, right? They do not get home whatsoever. In fact, we even have our notes here that we did for this game. Let's see, Monday Night Football, Week 11. I love as we get later on in the year and I just have all of the notes from all the weeks. It's pretty cool. So, in terms of this attack here, yeah, so 7th worst sack rate, 3rd cleanest pocket, 6th worst QB hit rate. That concerns me if you're looking for the check down to the running back and stuff, because Dak's going to have time to look downfield. Do I mind it? No. Plus money for 3 catches to a team against a team that does allow the 8th most passes to the running back position? Sure. By all means, I don't hate it. I can't say I hate it. Meech, we can get into some spread and over-under. So, I mean, what we ended up rolling with in this game, at least in terms of our leans, couldn't get there because the number just moved on me. I do like Dallas. I know it looks like I'm a Raiders fan number 1 here. I do like Dallas. I don't know about the what are they at? 4.5 now, is it? That live line, 3 and okay, it's still 3.5 most places. And then the total's down to 49. I like the over. I actually am someone today that believes that we're going to see some offense out of the Raiders. Hence why one of our plays that we've actually already locked in, right, is Ashton Genty, 59.5 yards. Which, did we get value on this one? Guys, it's always important when you lock something in, and I would suggest you write it down like we track this. Look at what you place it at and then what the closing line is. Did you beat the closing line? I know a lot of people, some people sit there and like, oh, I don't believe in closing line. That's just baloney. All right, we got 50. Jesus, did we get some value there? Minus 124, minus 160 now. Wow, so there's been some movers there. Like, yeah, because I thought that we kind of missed the boat. This is like minus 126. No, I guess we got some of the best number. We didn't get the minus 121, but that's pretty good. But again, let's get back to this. So I don't mind the idea of the over in this spot. I almost think the first half over just to avoid any sort of blowout. A lot of people think it's going to be Dallas blowing out the Raiders. Whatever. If you think that, good for you. This game, the Dallas defense is so bad that like the Raiders offense may look better than it's looked all season long. And what if the Raiders are blowing them out? Then all of a sudden this game will slow down. Because both run attacks, I do think have a decent enough spot here. Javonte Williams and Ashton Genty. So I like the first half over. We didn't actually end up throwing down that one. We just have the player props here. But that's something that I am considering right now. So the first half over. Okay, minus 146. What was it? Where is my notebook? I don't even have my notebook here. I forget where it was when we first looked at it, but that's pretty juiced. I would probably play that if you could still snag it in the, yeah, it was in the minus 130s there. I mean, Pinnacle now has this in the minus 1. Yeah, it's a tough one. That's tough. You'd probably having to look at 24.5, which is obviously somewhat of a key number there. Vario says, Ev, appreciate it, my guy. You turned me into a profitable better, you and Kyle. Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna assume Kyle did more of the heavy lifting there because he's definitely sharper and just more intelligent about this stuff than me. But I hope the information. I guess that's just me being humble. Now I'm saying I'm humble, so how humble is that? But I really do appreciate that. If that's the case for anybody, I absolutely love that. The lock. We didn't even have a lock yet, T. I like George Pickens. That's the guy that I'm most heavy on here. And I like Ashton Genty. We said Javonte Williams. Not exactly a terrible look either if you're getting plus money, and that's his receptions. But we have no locks yet, right? In fact, does a lock exist? Let's be real. All right, what else we got here? Donnie says, caught my first live. What's up? What's going on, Donnie? Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in here. The chat is flying. Doing my best to keep up. Guys, hit that like button. Go ahead and support the stream with a super chat if you want, but the like is just peachy as well if you guys do want to help out and do your part over here. It's a community, right? We're all rolling with it together. What else we got here? Let's see. CD under 6.5 receptions. I mean, I think Dak's going to have plenty of time in the pocket. The biggest thing I would say is CD does play a little bit more of his he starts from the slot a little bit more, like 30%, 35% of the time or so. I think Pickens is like my guy in a sense in this one, but CD I feel like he's going to get the targets, you know? Like if I'm taking his under, I'm not saying that's a bad play by them or whoever that is. But the only issue I have with it is there could be so much quantity, right? In volume. Like his receptions, you can get the under right now, plus 101. This target share, like when he's been playing, right? This target share is crazy. 30% of the target share. Like he's far and away the number one receiver. You know, if he plays this entire season, he's still number 3, only 5 points behind Pickens, and he missed a hell of a lot of games. It's tough for me to back an under for him. Now, and look at that. They are literally second to last in terms of receptions allowed. I mean, I just think he has too much volume in this Cowboys team. Now, the thought process there might be like, oh, well, they're going to get up and they're going to run. I think this game's going to be closer than people think, okay? And even if the Cowboys did get up and are just going to run, like they're not a pound the rock type team. They might do some dump offs. Boom, Javonte Williams, perhaps, right? Getting his catches like we talked about. But I just can't necessarily sit here and be like, CD under. I'm not telling you CD over, though, so it might be a sharp and good look. I just don't know if I'm all in on the under, if that makes sense. Samuel says, thank you for the great work. I'm only reading the positive comments now. There's no guppies in here yet. You've helped me a lot from Brazil to Boston. Shout out to Brazil. Hats off. Football Couch Club. FadeMe.store. All right, let's get to a few more of these here, and then I think what we're going to do, the Pickens longest, that's what I was looking at too. I don't think that I haven't locked that in. I haven't fully, because let's be real. So based on what I have, right, like if we pop this up, Pickens receptions, Pickens yards, Pickens touchdown, and it's less than a unit on him altogether, but it is a little wild to just be like, now longest reception. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that we have a decent enough share of Pickens tonight, but longest reception would be the next one that I toss in all honesty. I talked about that in the video that we did as well. Shock, we talked about a Pickens anytime touchdown. I like it. Should we talk some... All right, this is what I was going to say. We got to figure out what we want to do in a sense. I think by stream's end, we'll put together some sort of a parlay. And like I always tell you guys, when we build parlays on this stream, I will give away the winnings to anyone that DMs me. We'll cover that a little bit more later on the official, way to enter. But go ahead, and it's going to be involved with following me on Instagram. So go ahead and follow me. It's right here. EvPicks. You DM me essentially, and we will be able to give away the winnings if it hits. I don't know if we want to get to that right away, though, right? I think we might want to get some additional action. Maybe we just go through some more of your plays and kind of dissect it. Keaton, this live stream will be right on our YouTube page. You go to the live tab and it'll be a replay. So you got it. It'll be a replay. Yes. Appreciate that, Michael. Love the vibes. He says, I'm loving the vibes. You guys are crushing it. All right, let's drop some plays. By the way, I'm well aware that you guys have dropped a lot of plays in the comments. But we're flying a mile a minute here, you know what I mean? So, let's get some more plays in the comments, and we'll do it. Let's see. Sneer says, why Pickens and not CD? Pickens plays out wide more, over 90% of his snaps. And this is a Raiders team that is very soft against the out wide receivers. Obviously, CD's an animal in and of itself, so it's not like he's a slot receiver. CD still plays like 65, 66% of his snaps from out wide. I just think, knowing that Pickens is exclusively pretty much playing there with Dak, not getting pressured against a zone, I think Pickens has some opportunity here. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that's why. But even like last, so let me make this very, very clear, okay? Let me make this clear. When I say like I like Pickens, it's much like last week when I said I like Matt Collins and I like Douglas. Not last week, Thursday Night Football. I like Matt Collins, I like Douglas. There was a lot of Stephon Diggs comments in the chat, right? And I was like, well, I'm not saying no to Diggs. I like the value of Matt Collins and Demario Douglas more. Diggs went absolutely off. Anyone that took Diggs anything, right, looked pretty damn good. Receptions, yards, right? So I get it. I'm not trying to say like naysay CD. I'm just saying where I like the value and where I kind of like the, I don't know. I just like, I like the idea of Pickens kind of in a softer spot here and maybe doesn't have to work as hard. All right, what was I going to look up here? I want to look up, so we're going to see a lot of zone out of these guys. So let's take a peek at, just to show you guys the breakdown of target share in terms of against zone specifically, okay? And we'll do the last, how long CD been back for? The last 3 weeks, I guess we could do? We'll do the last 3 games because they obviously are coming off the bye. So we'll go back to we'll just do weeks 10 through 7, I guess. Okay. Now this is the target share, right? CD's obviously leading the charge, 27 to 22. When we say, hey, we're going to look at zone, this is what they play, right? Zone coverage. That target share still going to be CD, but look at the gap that kind of gets closed by Pickens, right? And his route participation, how many times he's running a route goes up a little bit. So obviously Pickens is still a number. Like, we're not trying to be like, oh, Pickens is a nobody. This isn't like a shot in the dark type play. He should still get his workload. And then we say, hey, he's not going to be pressured, right? So now you have the target share kind of creeping even more. Pickens now at 26. Yeah, CD's still 28. Again, none of this is naysaying CD, but I do think there's a little bit more value on Pickens today. Just a little bit. Like, would I be shocked if we see CeeDee Lamb go out there and torch it? No. Much like Diggs did against the Jets when the Patriots played them at the beginning of the week. You know what I mean? D. Burke says Cowboy team total over. Don't mind that. I don't mind the over in the game. I know it's kind of crazy. This Raiders offense is so bad. I'm not trying to deny that. Right? Like, check this offense out. And by the way, this is the NBA dashboard. I said I wanted to show it to you guys as well. So if you head to, this is, just one of the games. Obviously, you can go through each and every game. But if you wanted to, check it out. I'll put this link down in the comment. Make sure you sign up with code EV5, so EV5. You get the first month $4.99. You can see if you like it. But here, look at this. 15.4 points per game. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. This has literally doubled. Like, they're averaging 15.4. Literally double that is what this Dallas team is allowing, 30.8. This could very well be the best Las Vegas's offense has looked. But it could also be the best the Cowboys offense has looked. Defense has looked. Maybe even their offense, because this is an up and down defense for this Raiders squad. Ollie, wasn't it Brissett? Was it a record? But Jacoby Brissett, not Winston. Yeah, we had his over, what was it, 20 and a half pass completions, and he had like 40 plus. I guess it was a record. I remember hearing that. It wasn't Winston though. Yeah, I know what you meant. He goes, that's what I meant. Sorry. No sorries. This is like, if there's any golfers out there, when you're playing in a tournament or playing in a match, you say to your partner, no sorries today. You can't be sorry. Is that now official? Wemby out for a couple weeks. I saw that earlier that looks like that might have been the case, and now it looks like a few hours ago. What do we got here? Wemby, how long? Questionable. I don't know. Let's see. Is he, is it a couple weeks now? We'll check that out when we talk basketball. All right, let's do this stuff, guys. A few more plays here, and I mean, I just said no sorries, but I am going to apologize that we're kind of like in and out. I'm reading the chat. We're responding to it. By the time that goes by, a bunch of other comments have come in. One-man show over here. We got the buttons. We got the fancy gear, but if I'm missing your chat, as long as you're a human and not just spamming it, guys, feel free to just ask your question again, your comment, your play, anything like that, okay? But I do ask, like, let's be freaking humans about it. And hit that like button. It might bring you good luck, and we'll see your comment first. There's no way that correlates, but hey, it's my way of kind of gaming the system to try and get you guys to hit that like button. Can't knock me for transparency. Let's see. Sneer says Geno interception. He's thrown an interception of 7 in 9 games. I mean, Geno likes to throw the ball to the other team. We know that, right? So let's check it out. Geno over interceptions. He does. You can get this actually on Novig at -138. By the way, guys, if you have not, like, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but it's all stuff that I either use or deem valuable, okay? So Novig, I'm sure a lot of you guys in the chat are using it. Novig, you can get play 5, get 50. It's a social sportsbook exchange, so you're going up against other people, dummies like you and me, and you get better odds. Like, check this out, right? -138. A lot of these other books are in the -150s. You could toss that in. How could we not like this, right? The only thing is that this Dallas team doesn't really force, interceptions, just 26th. But Geno Smith loves to throw the ball to the other squad. Loves it. I mean, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 12 interceptions through 9 games. That's like big yikes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if we take this, let's see, if we take a peek at interception or turnover-worthy throws is what I want to look at here. I don't have this off the top of my head, so it could make me look like an idiot here. But I want to see turnover-worthy throws from Geno. Let's see. We got to find where it is. Maybe here? Turnover-worthy throws. Come on. I guess we could probably go to their offense. Maybe that'll have it. I'm looking for TOW%. It's in here. I'm just not capable of some things sometimes. There it is. So, needless to say, we can assume that, the LV is Geno. And, yeah, check that out. So, this isn't necessarily interceptions. This is, like, throws that could have been, should have been worthy of a turnover. And he is 6th in the league. Minnesota down there. I mean, yeah, you're talking Carson Wentz. You're talking... the company isn't all that good. Lost their quarterback for a long time. Lost their quarterback, now injured. Tua just stinks. Lost their quarterback for a long time. Josh Allen's going to Josh Allen, and then Las Vegas. The only team that realistically is just like, hey, he's just doing his thing. That is crazy, yeah. And when you think about it, you might be looking at that number being like, wait, 4.1, that's not that much. That is just meaning out of all the passes that he's thrown, right? Out of all the passes he's thrown, 4.1% of them. And that is crazy. I mean, he's thrown in 300 balls this year type of thing. Yeah, Curtis, that's the big question. It's like, yeah, Geno loves throwing the ball to the other team. But guess what? Geno only can do half the damn job. He can do half the job. He whips it in there. It could be coming at the linebacker, the defensive, the DB. It could be coming at the safety. Boom, square in the face, down to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, as funny as it is to say, Geno can only do half the job in an interception. We got multiple Curtises. It's not the most common name, huh? We got Meyer over 2.5 receptions. Not too many options for Geno. Lockett and Bowers will get attention. Yeah, let's look into that Michael Mayer play here. We could take a peek at that. The only thing I will say is last week, was it last week? Yeah, Denver. I thought that he was going to get a little bit more love, and I didn't really see it. That could concern me. Dallas, middle of the pack against tight ends, but we want receptions, right? And it's only 2.5. If you can get decent odds, the exchanges are looking pretty good. I don't know if I'd pay -170 for it, but if you can get that in the -140s, I'm not minding that one. Because even last week, I said he didn't have the greatest of games. He still had 3 catches on 4 targets, and he's not going to get these crazy 50-50 ball. Like he'll get these probably easy catches. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I 3 catches, not that crazy for him. Let's see, Larkeith. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's not that hard to spell out and say, but I pronounce my own name incorrectly sometimes. It says Geno under 32.5 pass attempts. Guys, if you want access to this tool, I'll put that QR code on the screen right now. Screenshot it, or just if you're watching on your TV, laptop, pull your phone out. This is Outlier. So under pass attempts. Some nice value on MGM if you got that book. This is interesting. So in my notes here, actually we even have the notes up still, right? Yeah. So in my notes here, I do have Geno as a guy that could or couldn't be that great. See, overall, I would say this is a tough spot for Geno, but this is literally Dallas's defense. And if we check this out, I don't know if you guys could see this. Can we blow it up? I don't know if that's going to work, but this is, Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, Bryce Young, Bo Nix. They all torched this Cowboys team. Now, I did get in here already. I think they should be able to move the ball. I think that this could be a really good spot for Genty. So if you think that is, you get a 7-day free trial. So it's not in the dashboard. It's another company we work with. We've worked for them for like over 3 years, I want to say now. 7-day free trial, and after that, it's not this big gotcha. I love that they're sticking true to this. $19.99 after that per month. Like, you hit a couple plays, a play with this, depending on what you're betting, thing's paying for itself. It's a really, really cool tool. And they are constantly, I really like the guys that run it. Anyways, I think that Genty could have a good game. And if you agree with me, then maybe Geno Smith under in pass attempts isn't the worst look, because just check it out. Even though you think of this team, they've been trailing and all that, they're just not doing too much, right? And I guess the best thing you could say is, look at Dallas's pressure, first in QB hurries, 7th in QB hits. They may be able to get to him to some degree, right? That's what we even see in our dashboard right here. We got to get that NBA one out of here. Our dashboard, look, decent amount of pressure, right? And check this out as well. This is a big factor. They're terrible in terms of time of possession. So you need Geno with the ball to be able to make those pass attempts, right? So I do think that that's something that's worth considering. I'd give you guys that sort of nod. I don't know if it's something I'd play myself necessarily, just because if they are trailing, or honestly, it's because this Dallas defense stinks. Now, Dallas's defense, obviously Quinnen Williams now, they're getting a little bit more healthy. Overshawn is back, right? There is a lot of angles to say this Dallas defense could be a little bit better than we've seen. But I don't think you have a flesh wound after getting in a fight with a samurai sword, and all of a sudden it's let's put 5 Band-Aids on it. You know what I mean? Any guys they get, Quinnen Williams, the injuries coming back, I still look at that as these are Band-Aids. This team's defense schematically and everything stinks still. Yeah, they do screen passes, and then check this. If I'm not, we might be wrong here, but let me dig into this one. I think I saw. I'm gonna look at check down rates. So kind of those screen, you know what I mean by check down, right? Not necessarily designed screens, but this is defensively Dallas 4th in check down. Yeah. So are we saying that Genty might be a good look for receptions then, being kind of the check down option? Because guys, he's had some games this year where he just looks like he's a wide receiver out of the backfield, right? 5, and then where's his yards? He had 1 or 2 games, 42, 47. The problem is it can be pretty rough. It doesn't necessarily come easily. But to running backs, 24th in the league. Other running backs here in terms of going up against Dallas, Bam Knight had 2, JK had 2, Jeremy McNichols had 2, Rico Dowdle 4, Breece Hall 4. So it looks like guys that are capable did have a decent amount. But I truly do think that we're going to see a decent game from him on the ground. Dennis says, I'm sorry if this was already asked and I missed it, but are there any first quarter props anyone likes? That hasn't been asked, but you know what? It's a great little direction that we can, and a beacon we can put the stream into right now. I like that. Let's talk about some first quarter. First quarter or first touchdown. What do you guys got? Dropping that in the chat. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can cook anything up. And I'm going to start a new sheet so we can go back and forth between, or just showing you guys what we've talked about. So nothing that's locked in just yet, but now we'll talk some some first quarter props and first touchdown. Those two categories, that's what I want to see we got. Young says, just need a good 4-man. We're going to put together a probably 3, 4, 5 leg parlay by stream's end. So stay tuned for that. Guys, as we are getting some of the plays loaded up in the chat, go ahead and hit that like button. Appreciate everyone in here. Really, really do. We've already gotten a few different super chats that I absolutely appreciate, but make sure to hit that like button. There's 260 people in the building right now and less than 70 likes. Samuel has Dallas. Is that first half money line? I don't mind that. First quarter receptions to Brock. That could be something. Now, the only thing that I'll say about some of, like, I know when people are talking Brock Bowers or even like Tyler Lockett now, the first sort of inkling is going to be, oh, but they're going to get so much attention. We've already seen it, right? That is true, and that can be true. But we can't forget how bad this Dallas defense is. So even if they get attention, I mean, apologies to anyone that has some vision issues, but it's almost like getting attention from someone that needs severe glasses to be able to see. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, go ahead. They may get attention. They maybe get attention. Is the attention enough to stop it? That's the question. All right, what do we say here? Brock Bowers. I like that I just talked about it, and then I just completely forgot. The Juice says Brock Bowers Q1 receptions. I just had it up. All right, here we go. So he hasn't been doing that. Wow, that's actually surprising me. He hasn't had 2 receptions in the first quarter all year. That's really surprising to me. I mean, I don't mind it. Plus 130? I definitely don't know if I like it at mine. Like, if you're playing this right now, look at the difference here. You best not be doing that on DK, guys. I mean, it might still hit. I'm not saying that, but that's clearly the place to do it if you are considering that. So I don't mind it, but that really is shocking to me, actually. Really shocking to see that Brock Bowers has not had 2 catches in the first quarter. I mean, they do stink. We talked about it. Time of possession, they stink. You know what I mean? And Daju says, well, he hasn't faced the Cowgirls defense. Yeah, 100% also true. 100% that could be true. All right, let's see. Both running backs have 5+ rushing yards in each quarter. Where did you get that, Raz? What category, what prop, what book? Because that is something that I'm definitely interested in. I'm going to put that here because I do think both running backs could have a decent game here. And you know what? We got to give credit where it's due. That's from Raz. Now I might be which category? Let's see if we can pull that one up too. See, I don't dip my toe. I mean, I should, doing this for a freaking living. I don't dip my toe into those like niche markets, much like, Manual Class A's friends and whatnot do. But let's see. I'm trying to see where we get that one. Game props, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, you let me know. I like that, guys. Do we like that? Both running backs to have 5+. Game specials. Let's see. Both plus 320. I mean, I really don't mind that. That's definitely something that I would consider. I think the run game is going to be effective for the most part for both squads. My only concern, I mean, we have Genty over 60+ yards today, so I like that, right? Jaden, I'll answer that in a second. The thing that I'll say though is, even though this is a bad Raiders defense and whatnot, this is still a Cowboys team that even with a bad defense, they might be like, Dak, step back and throw it. You know what I'm saying? But 5's not asking for too much. I like it. Jaden says, is Underdog a good sports book? Well, I wouldn't necessarily sit there and call it a true sports book. It is a DFS app now that you can make some game picks on and whatnot, I would definitely say I like it. I work with Underdog and have for a while. We use Underdog. We make a lot of short form content with it. They have a lot of promos, a lot of good deals and good lines. I love Underdog, but it's, you're pairing 2 or more plays in one and that type of thing. It's knowing what you're getting into. You know what I mean? But I just put a link in the chat if anyone or you want to do it. Kool-Aid says, Ev, did you pick a ride of the day for the NBA? We haven't yet. I've had a really busy day. Like right before we went live, we haven't even been home. Been going to the chiropractor. Anyone in here go to a chiropractor? It's like scary and awesome at the same time. We didn't pick a ride of the day. We're going to try to if it's early enough, like after this stream. But if not, it's all good. Sometimes we don't do it like in Kool-Aid, I'm sure you're aware, when there is like the primetime NFL and stuff like that, because most people are watching that and, we really want the ride of the day shine. So it'll definitely be back tomorrow, but we haven't picked one up yet. All right, guys, let's keep it in the, we're going to look at, let's keep it in the first quarter category. I know we kind of pivoted to that every quarter, but first quarter, Brock Bowers 2 catches. That's one to consider as long as we're getting the nice value on it. And I want some first touchdowns. What do we got for first touchdowns? Oh, I know you probably win in Kool-Aid. Ferguson, Genty, ooh. Dak loves Ferguson. Ferguson's a beast. When Ferguson's going. Do you know what I mean? He will disappear at times, though. I think that we can all admit that. All right, let's check out first touchdown. I see Genty in there. I like that as well. Ferg. What are the best odds if you guys scan the market here, shop around? What are the best odds for Ferguson? I don't mind Ferguson. I do like it. No first quarter touchdowns this year, it looks like. So that's obviously a concern. Honestly, for the value at plus 190-ish, 184, more like 180, I don't even mind, maybe not Ferguson first touchdown, but I definitely don't mind him just touchdown, This is interesting, though, guys, actually. Check it out. So, obviously, Las Vegas allowing plenty of touchdowns. Tight end has actually been a tough spot for opposing tight ends. This is just touchdowns. This isn't first touchdowns, FYI. They've allowed, is that real? Is that true? They've allowed 1 tight end touchdown this year? See, that tells me that the secondary, and remember when I said out wide are guys that are targeted? That's something to consider there. If at least for me, if it is Ferguson versus Pickens, I'm looking at Pickens. But I don't think it's a terrible look to look at Ferguson. Even like a play that maybe, Ferguson just scores a touchdown. Like, I don't mind that, What else did we say? We said Genty, right? I don't mind that because as long as he is in the, so first touchdown for the Raiders, he's only done in 2 of 9 games. That's because, like, this team is kind of stuck too, right? But I don't mind him. He did it last week against Denver, first touchdown. I would say I probably like Genty more than I do Ferguson. Genty at least has 2 first quarter touchdowns and just first quarter touchdowns on the season. He can also catch the ball and run the ball. He's also a running back, right? Yeah, I think I would say I do like. I mean, you're talking really good odds on any. Like a sprinkle is a sprinkle. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and tell anyone that Ferguson first touchdown's a lock or it's not a lock. Like, obviously, when you're taking first touchdown plays, that isn't even like analyzing the game in a sense. It's more so a roll of the dice, which I'm all here for, right? We're wearing a shirt that says gambler. Like, I get it. 3D asks any Colts fans in here. I want you guys, and we've done this before in live streams, and I always find it kind of like remarkable how many different people we see, but comment what NFL team you are a fan of. I'm curious to see what we got here for a bunch of people. Yeah, Ferguson, Pickens, Genty, not a bad look. Now that's an interesting call. Ryan Flournoy. That's it. Let's see. Let's take a peek at his snap counts. $67. Yeah, but was Tolbert out last? Did he get hurt? I might be. Do I have this right? Tolbert got hurt last, or he's coming back or something, right? But probably, I think I'm saying that name right. Wrong. Flournoy. He played 67% of snaps last week, or not last week. Their last game. And he had did he not have a touchdown? Am I making that up? He had a touchdown, correct? Yeah. Touchdown last week. 17% of the red zone target share. I mean, talk about a sprinkle, right? Amador, I don't mind that. He says Raiders over 22.5 points. I don't mind the over in this game. I'm telling you, like, people are liking the under. They think that this Raiders offense stinks. The Raiders offense are about to get in a pillow fight with the the Dallas defense. Defense anytime touchdown. That's interesting. Max Crosby, this is from Gregory. Max Crosby over 3.5 tackles plus assists. I want to check that one out. It's available on, looks like I can get it on Fanatics. If people have Hard Rock, you can get that as well. D-line, they're just middle of the pack, so not bad at all. I don't mind it. Minus 120. He's done in 5 of 9 games at home. What do we got here? 3 of 4 games at home. I'm going to add that to our video, our stream likes here. Our stream looks, all right. I don't mind that. What do we think of that one, guys? The problem is if he gets deep into that backfield, he's not going to be, getting tackles. I want to give, that was from Gregory, right? Yeah. I don't know if I like any kicking props in this game. If you guys have been watching for a long time, especially H to H, I do like kicking props a lot. I'm not sure where I stand with either one of these guys because both of these squads, defensively, I'm not loving in the red zone. The Raiders a little bit better than the Cowboys, but then the Cowboys offense is better. So I think that there could be some points in terms of touchdowns from both squads. But in terms of, if we do want to check out like kicking props, we could say kicking points as well as what? I'm assuming field goals made, right? Both of them are at 1.5. Aubrey is really, really juiced. Carlson's more normal. Like, I don't mind it, guys. I don't know if I can't sit here and be like I'm fully loving that though. You know what I'm saying? But being completely fair, like I haven't fully looked. I just don't like it, so I haven't fully looked into the kicking market for this game. You know what I mean? So don't take what I'm saying as gospel truth. Like I haven't dissected it at all. So it might be a decent look. Chase with some decent info. Terrence Steele is not starting today. That's where Max Crosby lines up. Okay. Is Terrence Steele not starting? I still see him starting. Or did you say Terrence Steele the starting? Are you sure he's not starting? We still see him as the starting right tackle unless we miss something. So there's a whole, when is this from? Excuse me. I'm trying to see if we know that he's starting. I mean, I'm just going to take your word for it. What do you have for rushing yards? So I already took Genty right here. I took Genty. Now we got great value on this line earlier today, minus 124, over 59.5. I like Genty. His line is definitely a little bit higher, and if you want that line, it's a little bit more juiced, but I do think that he breaks one. One of the things I talked about in my video, and if you guys, what the heck? Let's clear these. One of the things I talked about in the video was this, and I'll just show you guys in a second once we pull that up. Okay. So this Raiders team runs two different runs, the inside zone and the outside zone. If I'm sitting here looking at this, right, defensive yards per carry, how can we not think that with the professionals in that room from a coaching staff perspective, how can we not assume that this is going to be a game in which they say, hey, let's run the outside zone? You know what I mean? So I do expect there to be some runs from Genty. Now, this is what's really interesting. Genty, in terms of inside zone and outside zone, 2.7 yards per carry, personally, right, with the inside zone. 5.3. 5.3. Dude's doubling it up in the outside zone. Why is that important? It's very important. Dallas's defense versus the outside zone. 20th in yards per carry. 18th in EPA per attempt. 24th in success rate. 27th in yards before contact. And here's the big one. 20th in explosive run rate. You're looking at an Ashton Genty here that still has a manageable line for the talent that he is. And if we want to take a peek at his long rush, it's only 15 yards, which obviously he's kind of struggled to. He's had it in a couple games. But it's for plus 105 right now for plus money. The team that I compare this Dallas defense, run defense to, right, is the Bears. He had one for 64 against the Bears, right? We talked about this in the video. In terms of his, rushing in that game, he ran for his by far best game as a pro, 138. I'm just saying, I like some Ashton Genty today. So yeah, I do still I like Genty long rush. I do. So Chase, to I guess to clarify that, yeah, I mean, I think that Genty could break one. I really, really do. And look at this. This is wow. This is crazy. This is long rushes against the Cowboys. Bam Knight broke one. RJ Harvey broke one. JK broke one. I mean, his line was 5.5. He got 7. Rico Dowdle. Travis Etienne, Breece Hall. Huh? Let's add that to the list as well. Chase, I'm gonna give you credit for it because you kind of made us look into it, even though you just asked the question. You get some credit for that, brother. Yeah, Quinnen. That we talked about that earlier in the stream. Like the defense for Dallas is getting healthier. Like that is so true. But the way I already explained it too, and again, guys, I could totally be wrong about all this, right? Like this, don't, again, do your own due diligence, use the videos, the conversation as tools, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you put a couple band-aids on this defense, and they're obviously very, very good. The problem with me saying that is that if you want to play a team where those band-aids are going to look like they're damn staples in your gunshot wound, it's obviously the Raiders offense. So could go both ways. I do like Genty today, though. Kyle says, do you think this Tyler Lockett keeps his target share? Maybe it's because Pete Carroll's comfortable with him, or is it Brock Bowers' takeover game? I think Lockett's going to continue. I mean, it's not just Pete Carroll. Like, Geno Smith knows him too. So I don't necessarily, yeah, Daju says it. Geno Smith, like, that's a familiar trio to some degree. I would say he has to, like, even if Brock Bowers takes over, what are we going to get? No targets? And he's like, I still think that, Lockett can and will get some targets. Like, I was really impressed last week that he got the targets that he got, to be completely honest. Like, I thought that, being new to the team and all that, he wouldn't have 6 targets. He did catch 5 of them, which is a really, obviously, high rate. And he got, 18, or I think it was, 18% of the targets. That is what Jacoby Myers was getting. So check it out. This week, right? This last week, 18%. Jacoby Myers was getting 18.7%. Lockett pretty much came right in and filled into that Jacoby Myers role. I don't see why they would go and deviate from that. It's not like Lockett is this young problem child player. Like, he's probably able to go from, I guess you could say Seattle, obviously forgetting teams in between, and jump into a Raiders playbook and understand it, especially with a Pete Carroll-esque and Geno Smith. So I do believe that. I do believe that he could get going. His receiving yards are really low, actually, and 2.5 receptions. It's a lot of juice. You're probably looking at 3.5 for plus money. Those are things that I don't necessarily mind. What are our thoughts? What does the chat think on Lockett overall? Raiders scripted Lockett to get involved early. So, yeah, and I mean, would they not do it again in a sense, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Not saying it'll happen, but, like, he pretty much filled into Jacoby Myers' role. That was an empty role regardless of who was filling in, and he filled in pretty damn well, right? All right. Drop a yes in the chat if we want to get to building a community parlay. We got a couple boosts to use actually too on some books here. So let's see what we got here. We got a 30% boost on FD. Another boost on, DK. Okay, let's see what we got. We can put together a little boost. Okay, not all at once. All right, we're probably gonna build some parlays here, some lays with alt lines. I'm gonna put that right now. All right, that is pinned. Can you guys see the new chat pinned to the top? That'll help us out. Just let me know. No idea, Sandy. Need a leg from Tassos and I'm in. All right, cool. So the pin, all right, that's just for like, obviously, if new people come in and they're like, what's going on here? It helps them out, right? Let's get some plays. I know we already talked about a few, but let's rehash them if need be. We're looking for some alternate lines. Let's have some more fun here. And again, keyword being fun, guys. This is an hour, 2 hours before the game, 3 hours. Like, we're not going to find massive, massive edges. Those lines have either moved, the prices have moved. So let's get some additional action, try and cash this thing out, and have a good time doing it, all right? So drop some plays that you think are worth taking a peek at in the comments down below. We'll try and use a boost, and if we do hit it, if we do win, we'll go ahead and give away the winnings to multiple people. So go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I just dropped my Instagram link in the chat. If you want to just follow me and go find it yourself, EVPICKZ, go ahead and do so. And DM me saying, hey, here for the Monday Night Football giveaway, like we do a lot. I'm sure if you guys are in here a lot, you've been through the same song and dance. DM me there. You got to follow me there. And we'll go through and, we go into our messages. And if we do hit, we pick a couple people and share the winnings with them, right? So go ahead and do so. And again, we talked about it last time. I don't want to rehash it, but yeah, guys, anyone that's like, wow, you're making us follow you for the giveaway. It's like, yeah, we're doing a nice thing by giving away the winnings, right? My stake, giving away the winnings. I am trying to, build up the Instagram following. That is absolutely correct. I'm not going to front. Tyler has been subbed for 2 years. That's awesome. You guys are flooding the messages already. Hell yeah. Bowers 50 plus. Fletch, we're not doing NBA in the stream, if that's what you mean. Apologies. We're doing NFL here. I would like to. I mean, we didn't have enough time in the day, really. I'd love to be able to transition. We're just doing NFL here. That is the Instagram. Who just said that? Pull it up again. Gucci says, pull your Instagram up again. Boom. EVPIKZ. I'll also drop it. Guys, if you do, this is how you spell it if you just want to search it, okay? All right, let's get to this. So I'm seeing a lot of people dropping. All right, let's start with that one. Rip and Pull says Lockett 4+ receptions. I think we can go less than that if we're gonna build a SGP out here. So let's just go and look at Lockett receptions, okay? Because over 3.5, like if you're looking at 4+, I think that's a straightaway play. You think he's gonna get 4 catches like he did last week? Take that for the plus money as it is. But in terms of a parlay piece, right? We could take a peek at something like this. Like these are pretty good odds for him to get 3 catches, right? So we're gonna toss it into a poll like we normally do. And you guys vote on this. And just to keep it to keep everyone in the loop, what we need is 55% or more for it to move on. So 55% or more, and this Tyler Lockett play advances. The reason we do 55 is because we're trying to get the consensus of the chat, right? And if it was 51-49, that's still pretty much like 50-50, and half the people hate that. You know what I'm saying? So we could do the receptions. I also don't mind pivoting to, like, Lockett 19.5 yards. So 20+ receiving yards. In fact, I'm going to add that. Sorry to make this annoying. That poll doesn't count. We're going to add in an extra option. We did this last week and you guys liked it. So this will just have to be an overwhelming, majority because unfortunately we're not going to get 55% for a 3-option poll, but this does help us a little bit gauge whether people like the receptions or the receiving yards. So go ahead and vote on that poll. I think I did it correctly. Yeah, that is now in there. And guys, by the way, I know a lot of you probably do know, but plenty of you guys may not because we get this question a lot. The voting on the poll is completely anonymous. So if you're like, I don't want to vote, I don't want people to know I like the under or that I said no to their, like, completely anonymous. Same as hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Half the amount of people in here watching right now, I guess, and in the chat I've hit the like button. Damn. But all right, so let's see what we got from that poll perspective. Two and a half receptions, 20 plus yards, and obviously a no on the 2.5 receptions. We'll run that for a little bit. Guys, have you seen in like this area when someone new subscribes or super chat? Has that been popping up? I feel like the alerts widget that we're using is bugged. And I hope it's not. I mean, the chat's working, social road, like a lot of this stuff's working. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping out here. All right, I think we can include Lockett. 53 still with 3 options. 53% of people like him over 2.5 catches. So you know what? That's going to be the first one we look at here. We've added it in. That is available on every book so far. So what we're going to do here is as we build this in Outlier, and I'll put that link to Outlier. I don't even know if I shared this one yet. But as we build it, we'll be able to, go through and see which books have all of them. Club says they boosted Lockett to 3.5, still good. I would say it's still a good look. I don't know if it's a parlay piece. You can see here the 3.5, right? You get 3.5 on him. You can get it for plus money as it is. If you want to go big, you're going a little bit bigger, right? A little bit more risk, and yeah, by all means, go for it. Like, I still think it's good, but maybe not in the sense of what we're doing with it and putting it as a, like, we only took an alternate line because we're going to have multiple legs in this parlay and being a little bit more conservative just to have more juice on the game. You know what I mean? So that is the first one. I like that. What else do we want to look at here? Pickens, I'm obviously game for Pickens. I already took his receiving yards and touchdowns and receptions myself, so we can toss that to a poll if people like it. Receiving yards, what looks good? We're kind of looking for like the, mid 200s just to get him involved in the parlay. So Pickens 49.5. Wow, he's hit that in 9 straight games, even with CD, huh? I mean, I feel like I know that, but it is still kind of shocking to see it. You know what I mean? Whew. All right. Where is this? This is available pretty much everywhere as well. Nice. So Pickens 50 plus. It's a decent amount. I mean, we took a normal line at 60 plus, right? First vote, yeah, there should be a race to being the first vote. That if you're the first vote, you kind of send the stream on track, right? Or the voting on track. They see that thing go whoop all the way to yes or no. Another cool thing I will say about Outlier, right? Say you only wanted to place this on FD. You could click it. You could also, drag it into your browser, which I'll do here, and then it's going to auto place that for you, so you don't even have to go looking for it. But the really cool thing I like is you get this QR code. You guys could even scan it right now too, and boom, pop your phone up on it. You log it in, and in this case, FanDuel would load, and would you look at that? It's in there. You know what I mean? Pretty damn cool technology. Which we'll share the QR code like at the end too, so you guys have the entire slip. Wow, Justin. If that's true, that's crazy. All right, 92% of you guys liking that CD 50 plus. All right, let's toss that in then. So right now we're looking at, on DK, we'd be looking at a lay of plus 110, which isn't, this seems doable so far, right? And if we're tossing this in over on FD, we're looking at plus 114. So FD is probably the place to play it as of right now, but obviously more legs coming in. ESPN, let's see what we got there for ESPN. plus 106, so it's still FD as the main one. And then Fanatics, we'll just scan this one with our phone because they don't have the web browser right now. So we'll scan this, and I'll tell you guys the updated odds, just so we know where we're at. On Fanatics, this two-leg is plus 110. So FD at plus 114, still the leader in the clubhouse. What else should we look at here? T, that's not a bad... Hey, this is the community. I'd like to think people in here, like the fact that we're discussing and we're breaking it down, are smarter than most. But I get it if, 90% of the people jump on board. It's like the typical thing of fade the public. I get it. That's no fun. It's no fun. You're not riding with the community, but I get it. Noah says Brock Bowers 50-plus receptions. I have a feeling that's a typo. 50-plus yards, I'm assuming. 50-plus receptions would be nuts. Let's check it out, though. Yeah, can we get to 50-plus? No. If you like that, 13.5 for plus 3,200. But no, I know you meant receiving yards. 50-plus puts us right in that, range. We're looking just to build this thing. Dallas to tight ends, a little bit more sound, but still obviously not very good. Him to get 50-plus, not all that crazy. I mean, he's only done it a couple times this year, but he's been hurt. Last week against Denver, that's a very good defense. Only got 3 targets. I have a feeling we can't expect him to get targeted like that. This Jacksonville game, when he had 127, decent pass rush, bad secondary, kind of a similar game, right? And similar defense. So, yeah, maybe that's a decent spot to look at. Let's put that to a poll. It's 50-plus. His normal line right now is, I guess we'd say like 70-ish, right? Depending on the book you're looking at. So 50-plus is a 20-yard discount to toss into this parlay. Let's see what you guys think. That's one of one. That's what we're building a parlay. Oh, I see the ones that you said. Yeah, don't hate it. We are building a parlay together as a community, though. Wow, someone was early to vote. Who was that first vote? It's anonymous. I can't ask, but I saw that thing jump to no right away. I see a lot of touchdown play. We're probably not going to put touchdowns in the parlay just because we're looking for like alternate lines. I can't sit here and say I don't hate it. I mean, don't mind it. Wally, I like Genty tonight. I do. I have his over in yards. So, yeah, I do like it. Sandy, I believe it is an 8:20 Eastern kickoff. Now, remember, guys, for it to be yes, even if it's 51 yes and 49 no, it's not making its way onto the entry. I want this to be a true sort of consensus, so we all kind of are riding together. Does not look like people are loving this one, though, huh? Another opportunity as we let this poll go. We got plenty of stuff now live. New stuff live on the store. Ooh, look at that handsome model right there. A ton of cool stuff, guys, if you do want to check it out. Some new products have moved to the sales section. So some stuff at a really, really good deal for what you're getting. Check out the merch, guys. I'll put it in the chat. What we're wearing right now are 2 of the newer things. So, let's see. We have the captain's jersey and already one of our best sellers here. This color is, I think we still have a few more there. But, Football Couch Club. Right here. Good stuff. What better place to play football than from the couch? Watching it. All right, let's see what we got here. Yes is only 51. We're going to throw it over to Timmy, who is the timer, if you guys do not know. So put it on the clock here. 33 seconds. Shout out Larry Bird. Timmy the timer. The minute this ends, I should say the second it ends. The second this ends, we're pressing end poll. Right now we have a tight one, guys. That's why he tossed it over to Timmy to decide for us. Yes is at 51%. No is at 49%. We still got plenty of votes to come. Let your voice be heard. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End poll. I don't think that one made it through, huh? I don't think people... That's... Yeah, 51-49. Brock Bowers is getting faded tonight. Now, for anyone that's, new or unaware, that doesn't mean that we go under, right? It just means that leg doesn't make its way into our lay, okay? That's what that means. Wally, if we were, we're talking Monday Night Football, right? Peter says Dak 175 plus through the air. That would correlate to our play, right, with the Pickens. It would. So let's see. That 175 is probably a little too juiced, so we'd probably have to knock this down to like we'd have to go 220. But I'm down to toss this in. Do we like Dak tonight for 220? Just taking a peek at what he's done this year, he's absolutely crushed it. The games in which he didn't, was that first game, the lightning storm and all that, and then 188 against Denver, who was very, very good. And, he still completed it 19 times. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. What prop do you have locked in for Genty? Carlos says we have his over 59.5 for my plays. We have his over 59.5 rushing yards. Let's see. I think it was minus 124 DK. Yeah, there we go. That's what we have for Genty. But for the parlay, maybe that's what you're talking about. Okay. For the parlay, it's going to... Oh, we don't have Genty in the parlay. But let's toss Dak in for 220 plus through the air. Timmy the timer. Timmy the timer. All right, poll is live. We go to Timmy the timer when it's close. If it's like 90-something% to 10%, we don't need to. I don't think that, we're going to gain too much ground there in the last few seconds. So we let that run. Just to give you guys context too, we'll take a peek at this. If we add this in, it's only on DK, so it's limiting us there. We'd be able to probably go like 224.5 to FD. So we can maybe run a separate poll, but let's see if it wins first. If it does, DK does have the boost. This would make it available. Now we're building strictly a DK parlay, FYI. So you might have to alter it, but let's see what it would do to the odds there. You gotta clear this and get the new ones in. I guess technically two of them were still there. This would already be plus 152, and it looks like, what is this? Get a boost. Okay. So let's see what you guys think of that. Justin says, everyone thinks this game will be high scoring. I do. I have actually seen a lot of people saying that it's going to be low scoring. Like, I've seen more people on social media saying that. I think that it's going to be higher than people think. So, maybe you're in a different algorithm, but yeah, that's fair. Ko says, this game will be everything we don't think it is. That is just like primetime football lately, isn't it? All right, looks like Dak 220 is going to make its way in. So we're there. We probably, how many more legs do we probably want? Can I research, like, previous Monday Night Football? $10-7. Let's do this with no ads. Okay. 10-7, 27-17, 28-7, 24-9. These are Monday Night Football, right? I think so, yeah. 27-19, 24-14. I mean, it's a pretty much mixed bag, isn't it? That's the last 10, by the way. Or I guess there's a few more to look at. Oh, this is more than the last 10. Over, under, over, under. For that game, that probably went over. It's a mixed bag, I would say. Wouldn't we agree with that? That's I wouldn't say that that's conclusive for like all Monday night. That almost hurts the thought of like which is it gonna be. You know what I mean? Like that looks like it is a mixed bag. And not that I'm someone that's gonna like totally invest in the idea of all Monday Night Football games go under. No, each game is in a vacuum. But if we did see some sort of trend, maybe it would get the gears moving a little bit. All right, we'll aim for 5. We got 2 more legs to add in. We'll aim for 5. Why not? This is what we have so far. Lockett 3+ receptions, Pickens 50+ on the through the air, and then Dak 220+ through the air. Again, we are doing a giveaway. If this hits, all you have to do is message me on Instagram saying I'm here for the parlay giveaway, and I'll pick random people to a couple random people the winnings based on what we put on it. We'll figure that out later and send it to you guys. We'll get your payment details, whatever you want to do. So yeah, but all right, what do we want next? What do we want next? We'll probably do 5 legs. And again, like I have to keep reminding you guys, and it's fine because I think you're just, smart, right? Smart in a sense. We're putting this together to have some additional fun and additional entertainment, additional action on the game. If you think you're putting together right before game time a 5-leg parlay and you're like, wow, we got the edge. Come on. You waited till now to do that? I don't know what that. Israel says, better late than never, sitting outside of the ER. I hope everything's okay. Tracking lines, picks, gnarly. Best of luck tonight. I hope best of luck to you for whatever reason you're at the ER for sure. Poke says Jake Ferguson 5+ receiving yards in the first quarter. I don't mind that, like as a play. I don't think that that's nearly parlay-esque as to kind of what we're looking like. That just is I would say a decent straight play. You know what I mean? Like if we're trying to build for all the reasons, and I'm not saying it's a bad play. Like I just said, I think it actually is a decent enough look on its own. But for like this parlay that we're building to potentially just ride on a first quarter play at Jake Ferguson, we want to get a little bit more dopamine out of it before that. And yes, it would be a rush if he hits it. So that's why I say it could be worth a straight play. Hopefully that makes sense. I saw Genty attempts. Is that something we want to take a peek at? Can we alt his attempts down to like to what? That's I guess what I'm thinking. To what would we do? 15? I mean, he's been spotty to that. That's a tough one, huh? This would we can't even get that actually. What is it on? We'd have to go minus 410. Let's see so this is, plus 152, right? If we add, I want people to have the awareness. If we added in, 13.5 attempts for him, it would go from plus 152 to 226. Because I'm okay to throw this to a poll, but I just want to know, I want to note the uptick. So Genty he needs 14 attempts, okay? We could toss this to a poll. I definitely don't mind it. But it is heavily juiced. And this goes for anyone that is stuck because they don't have the line or something like that, or the like attempts. If you want to keep riding with the community, find something that I would say. So this is obviously minus 400 in a sense, right, or whatever. Maybe look at his rushing yards. So I would say this: if this does hit, and we're looking at his attempts, maybe take a peek at like over 44.5 for his rush yards, or over 49.5, something along the line. So if you kind of want the same juice that we got rolling with here, maybe that's something to consider, okay? And I know it does kind of stink. Like, I wish that everybody had access to everything. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. I'm gonna let this roll. I am going to run to the restroom real quick though. So this poll, we'll end it once we get back, okay? Or once I get back, we'll let this poll go. So play some music. Here we are. Back like we never left. What'd I miss? You want me to freestyle? Oh, we said we end the poll, right? Okay, 65% people said yes to that. All right, that's in. And right now, like I mentioned, we are sitting right here. Plus 226. One more leg, we'll use that boost. Assuming we can have the minus 400 in there. I wonder, does this boost have anything? Oh, and I'm gonna log in here and just to check it because sorry, like I mentioned in the last stream, I am afraid of anyone watching me log in, even though it does the secret numbers and stuff. You guys are the best and very smart. I don't know. Maybe someone I think it's fair that I don't want to log in. Okay, what does this boost entail, right? Come on now, looking for the what do we got? I think that, so it's got to be 4+ legs. 4+ legs, which we already have. Got to get to plus 310. Okay. All right, so we got to get something that's going to boost this bad boy up to plus 300 or plus 310, whatever I just said. I don't know if that's going to be as easy as we think, especially with that juiced of Genti in there. But okay, it's doable. Let's get another leg in here. So Jay, we did Bowers and it actually failed the poll. Yeah. Alt Dallas plus 6.5. Okay. Maybe we do plus 7 to cover the 7. I feel like alting them to 6.5 is like, if we're going to alt them, we might as well alt them to a number that I deem a little bit more key. Is that fair? Let's see what that would do. I don't know if this is going to help our odds all that much. So if we alt them to 7, we have to go 7.5 probably on DK, right? All right. I'm not quite sure this is going to save us. We're looking for this leg to almost put us in that 300 range. Let's see. We're missing something. What isn't here? Oh no, it's Did that not move it at all? I guess it is super juiced. That's kind of crazy though, no? What? Interesting. All right, so that one's not making its way there. That's crazy. That almost seems like a bug to me, but I guess I mean I don't get it, but okay. Should we do Lamb 60 plus? What are those odds at? I mean, that we are definitely going to be falling victim or, falling hero or heroic to the game script because we have Dax over, Pickens over. If we like Lamb now, which I'm not saying I don't, I'm like I said, I'm not saying I don't like it, but we would, so 60, what did we say? 60, said 60 plus. What does this do to those odds? It gets us there. Right? Let me double check. That gets us there. It's plus 305. And that would be obviously, with Lamb and then Pickens, that's a 111. That's literally 110. That's half of what we need from Dak. So there is some correlation there that I don't necessarily hate, right? So plus, and we could use that bonus right now. That bonus, if we did a 25% boost, gets it to plus 381. Max 50. Okay, we could put like 25 bucks on it and give away, 100 bucks to people. Let's toss that over to a poll, shall we? That's CD 60 plus. Let's see if people like that. If not, we keep on trucking. It's definitely a lot of Cowboys action there. Like, imagine the Raiders come out here and roll the boys. Big yikes on our end. Hub says, been here almost 2 hours. Yeah, we have been kind of grinding here. I believe 2 hours. I believe yes, it's about 1:45. Appreciate every bit of what you do. Let's keep getting that bag. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Big time. Appreciate everyone in here, guys. Xander, I think this game is going to be a little bit closer. I said it 10 times. I'm going to look like an idiot if it doesn't. I think this game's a little bit closer than you think. Flash forward to a Cowboys 100-3 win. Might happen. People are liking the CD one. But we're still kind of shy on the votes here, guys. There's a bunch of people in the stream right now. 2 things to do. Smash the like button and vote on this poll. The quicker we kind of get like a definitive answer on this poll, quicker we can either lock this in and or move on. Yeah, we did talk about Ferguson earlier, too. Like, I don't mind him to score a touchdown tonight. Whoa. You know what I mean? So, pocket. I don't think that's a good... I don't think it's a bad look. It could be a good look. So, Jay, the only... And I'm not saying... I'm not, like, squashing that, right? The only thing that I immediately think of, and if this doesn't hit, we can probably look at it, is this is, like, barely any pressure, supposedly, from the Raiders. I wonder if Dak, because they haven't played well in the last couple weeks, he's been running more. That's like food for thought. I don't mind it. I mean, I think Dak is still mobile like he used to be, but not like to the same extent. You know what I mean? But all right, let's do our due diligence here. We can pop up a timer, and it'll be kind of the official last hoorah here. So Timmy, the timer is up and running. The minute this ends, I'm gonna press end poll. Right now, CD is 70-30. Yes, he's going in our parlay. Which is essentially like a Cowboys same game parlay with what do we have in there? Lockett and Genty. So it actually is fairly mixed in, right? Love Ferguson. Pause. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. We're gonna lock that bad boy in. I just realized I wasn't even sharing my screen for this. I'm a dummy. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this in. Where did my DK screen go? So we're going to put 25 bucks on it, okay? We'll put 25, and what's the return there? Yeah, we'll give away $100 if this bad boy hits. I'll pick 4 different people. Does that sound good? So again, if you guys missed it, I'll just kind of restart this. So I'm putting that's 25 to win 120ish, including the stake. So we'll give away $100 if this cashes. I'll show the slip in just 1 second. All right. But if we do hit this, I'll pick 4 people in the DMs as long as you guys think that that's good. We could also do 2 for 50, whatever you guys want. Right. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram, which I just posted in the chat. It is right here. And DM me being like, I'm here for the Monday Night Football giveaway. That's the only thing you got to do, right? The only benefit we want out of this is to keep grinding and growing that Instagram account, okay? So no hooks. You're not signing up for anything. Just DM me, follow me. And if it wins, I'll head into the DMs. And anyone that messaged me will go through and we'll pick, I think, 4 people for, 25 each. Do we have a DK promo? I believe. Let's see what we got. I can get you a link there. I'll put that in the chat as well. Let me get the updated link, and I can also let you know what the updated deal for that is. And I am going to tweet out our first parlay here, so everyone has access to that as well. All right, we're getting situated here. Oh, shoot, what just happened? Let's copy this. All right, sorry this is taking a lot. I'm trying to get that DK link. And I think they have a pretty good sign-up offer to new users right now, right? Yeah, bet 5 and get $200 bonus bets paid back if your first bet wins. And you get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Check that out. That is awesome. 3 months of NBA League Pass. That's literally what I'm focused on with that deal. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me show the link. So if you guys want, I'm gonna add this now to the chat. Yeah, for new users. Well, the reason we're dropping the link is because someone's asking for the promo code. So yeah, Mac, I do agree. Like, it's the most common one out there, but hey. Coach says DraftKings is superior for user interface and stuff. Yeah, I'd for the most part agree, but I will tell you, I do like, you got to still odd shop. If you care about this even an ounce, you should be on realistically all of them and getting the best prices. Coley, I think you should, I'm assuming you might be in an area where you have Novig though, which they have awesome prices. So I'll post that link. I already pasted this earlier in the chat, but guys, you spend 50 and get 50 here. That's Novig right there, the link I just posted. Z says, bro, I've grown to absolutely love your channel, more specifically your videos, and love when you go live. Really hope one day it becomes a scheduled routine. Yeah, I just saw another question. Ko says, do you have a live stream schedule? The most let down thing that you're going to hear tonight is that, no, we do not have a live schedule. I want to continue to obviously go live and everything like that, but as of right now, and we talked about this last time we were live, like it kind of comes down to this, which is unfortunate, but it's just the absolute truth. It's like when we're able to, we go live. people think it's all sunshines and rainbows, running Guy Boston Sports and the channel and social media. It is more work than one may think, right? Like when I went full time, was it, almost 2 years or 2.5 years? I guess almost 2, right? Shout out to anyone that's been around since then. We did the video. It was like just me with a sad face in the thumbnail. It was literally like this. And the title was I Quit. And people were like, what? Kind of trolled there. But anyways, I thought that I have so much more free time, right? Like I was like, oh my God, no 9 to 5. We can lock in. The minute I lock in, it's like, whoa, we're doing so much more now, which is cool. Like I'm not complaining. Do not get me wrong here, guys. But all that being said is, and you guys know, vacation evs out and about. I went to 5 weddings last year, 4 weddings this year. Time is of the essence, and man, oh man, we're not holding all that much of it free in our hands. But either way, guys, yes, we want to be more consistent with the live. See, you guys can ask a simple question, and my loudmouth and ramble mouth will just take 10 minutes to answer it. But you find out little nuggets. You find out some more, right? About it. About me, I guess. This is what we just placed. I also just put I just tweeted out the link, but this is what we have right here. On my way to the, I'm jealous of you, Austin. Yes, the parlay is entered already. And again, giving away 4 different people, $25 if it hits. And this is doable, right? Tyler Lockett, 3 catches. Might be the riskiest one we have, even odds-wise. George Pickens, 50+. Dak, 220+. Genty, 14+ carries. And then CD, 60+. If Dak doesn't have a good game, we're screwed because 3 of those legs are highly tied to him. It will be, okay, so by the way, I didn't answer that question about like the live stream and the consistency. It's a big pillar and goal of mine, especially in 2026, which sounds like it's so far away. It's literally like a month and a half away, right? Really want to be going live all the time. And I have still the idea of like, say on like a Tuesday or something like that, right? Where we pretty much go live from like 10 a.m. till the games start at night type of thing, where you guys are seeing every process and piece of information that I'm trying to pick up and look at, and the live chat's rolling all day. No one does that, and I think that could be really, really cool. Literally like an entire day of let's try and find some plays together. So that's something that I'm looking to do in a sense. But yeah, it's a big pillar and goal of ours and mine to do some more live content. Tassos has been pretty consistent, doing it Sunday mornings before the games and whatnot, which is really, really cool. So yeah. Yeah, it'd be really fun. Like, we'd have a good time doing it, but I'm sure there's like some value in like to the viewer and you guys, right? Because you're like, oh, what happens throughout the day? You know what I mean? I think it'd be really cool. Like watching someone, and maybe that's just because like I'm in it and I could see this being fun. Hopefully some of you guys are the same, but like watching someone be like, all right, I'm in, I decided. Like I have like all these thoughts going through my head the minute I press that place button, right? Then I check back multiple times throughout the day to see what we're looking at from a closing line perspective. Did we do it at the right time and all that? You know what I mean? I don't hate that, Cameron. I think this game is going to be a little closer than people think. Again, I keep saying I should probably stop saying it because I'm jinxing it, and we're going to have a dud of a Thursday night, or dud of a Monday game, and it's not going to be close at all. You got to stop jinxing it. See, BLK says we need NBA Live. Yeah, we are definitely, I'm assuming you're talking about live streams, not NBA Live, the video game. I don't even know if they still make that. But yeah, we will be doing NBA Live. And we did one a couple, last week, right? Tuesday maybe? Yeah. We'll be doing more NBA. Right now, it's a little bit easier for me to schedule, like in terms of like Ev's personal time, easier to schedule these before, a Thursday night football game, a Monday night football game. Whereas the NBA, I know that we're not at the time right now. Our bandwidth isn't like a 5-day-a-week live stream thing. Like shout out to Kyle and other channels that do that. But it's hard to always know which slate's going to be good and all that, right? Joey, we just made a 5-leg for this game. So, I mean, pick your favorite 3 out of that. It's right here. I don't think we have to run in a little bit. So, I don't think we'll be cooking up another one. But this is what we have. If you want to take a version of it, ride with the community? Hell yeah. Xander says, can't jinx this game. It's not the same. Ever seen a player play when they lose a family member? Now imagine an entire team. Yeah, I mean, I can't knock that. I mean, this team, and they have also been really, Nealand is what we're talking about, right? There's been a ton of talk of like players coming out and talking about it. Now they're also wearing, I believe I saw this here. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it's right here. Do we have an image of it or anything? I saw this on social media. They're wearing a boy, oh boy, USA Today with all the ads. They're wearing t-shirts in warm-ups under, like this is a big moment for the Cowboys here. Obviously, right? Like that's not all that crazy, but yeah, we saw this. The Cowboys are wearing this apparently underneath. And of course you have a guy trying to capitalize on it. Of course you have that, right? But that definitely, like, I don't think that should go unsaid, which it was about to go unsaid on this entire stream. So shout out there, Xander. Okay, yes. So that is I'll post that. This play will be with, I'll just do it right now, actually. This play is going to go in with the final plays. I'll post it right under the final plays on GuyBostonSports.com, my post for the video, okay? It's also on my X, at EvGuyBoston, if you want to check it out. It is right here. So I'll post this on the, so just FYI, guys, I'll post that link as well. But, what do we post it to? Plus 381. DraftKings, let's see. Plus 381. All right, I'm adding that right now as we literally speak, so you guys have it. Feel free to, we'll stay live a couple more minutes. Feel free to drop whatever you guys got in the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, befuddlements, anything you guys got. Wait a second. What am I doing here? I'm typing out all of the legs. We literally have a screenshot of it. Wow, I'm glad I got smart sooner or later. All right, cool. I'll post this link so you guys can refer back to it if you want, anything like that. Yeah, we've thought about that as well. Being Z, I'm talking to, going live during the game, being able to kind of react to it like a watch along, that type of thing. That's something I really, really want to do, especially for these primetime ones. And we could like realistically, this is just the transparency of it, right? I just complain. It sounds like I'm complaining, but the talk about like the time and stuff, right? The biggest thing here is like the minute these games start, I get to watch it and enjoy it in a sense, which is obviously sweat out the plays and stuff like that. So that's kind of why we don't go live. I'd love to talk to you guys and discuss the plays and even live bets and stuff like that during the game. I just posted that link in the chat. Like, I think that'd be really, really fun. But just like from a selfish standpoint, it's like my time to be like, let's zonk out on the couch and enjoy this. You know what I mean? But it would be a lot of fun. Like, it's definitely something that I think about and that I'd like to do. So fear not in a sense that like the motivation or the motives there, the motivation might not be fully. But yeah, guys, again, we'll probably jump off here in 5-10 minutes or so. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll do a little Q&A right now if you guys have any questions about the channel, about me, any ideas. Like Z's asking about the live schedule, like just little. Will I have final answers to everything or where we're going or our goals? Not necessarily, but I'm down to talk about some different stuff here. AJ Brown, I saw the chat about AJ Brown wants out of the Eagles. I mean, I'm a big AJ Brown guy, and I'm starting to not be a big AJ Brown guy. Your team is a Super Bowl team, and you're complaining, buddy? He's talking about you can't put a Band-Aid on. A Band-Aid on what? Beat the Lions, beat the Packers. Like this Eagles team, man. They're cruising, and so what if you're not getting the same amount of run as you were? When your number's called, and it will be called, you gotta be there. It's like, what did he have yesterday? 11 targets, 49 yards. Maybe it wasn't the best game, but 11 targets on a Super Bowl contending team? Dude, lock in. Or become a Patriot. Not that the Patriots even need him right now, but hey. Everything, Julia says, how are you doing? Hope everything is well. Everything is very, very good. Maybe losing some hair during this NFL season, and because the minute NBA starts in the end, like those are the big focuses for at least me personally with the channel, right? Like those are my favorite sports to watch and that type of thing. So we start working long, long days. But even still, like when I say I work, like this live stream, right? The minute we put it together, it's good to go. Now we're just hanging out, right? Like, so what I'm doing, it's less full research. And like, even when we're doing parlays, we look into it for like 3 seconds and I toss it to the poll, right? That's a lot less than when we spend an hour individually just trying to find every rock and turn it over for a play. So the stress doesn't happen later. It's mostly during the day. But yeah, things are stressful right now, but for a good reason. If they weren't stressful, we wouldn't be grinding. We wouldn't be trying to grow this damn thing. You know what I mean? 3D says Paul George is going to go crazy tonight. Not to get into specifics, but 3D, to answer the question, you say, how much money did you have to save up and quit your job and do this full time? I probably could have quit earlier than I did, but I wanted to be really conservative. So it's a good question. Like I pretty much saved, like true savings, right? Like had that number to be like, okay, if we quit and things didn't work or they regress or something like that, and we're still gonna obviously wake up every single day and try to make things better because you can't get complacent in this game, right? But I made sure that I pretty much had like my roughly salary that I had prior to in savings. You know what I mean? Not just like projected or what we made this last. It was like I could see that number, and if everything turns to dust, we have that to rely on, and we'll try to figure it out. So that's kind of, I mean, I would recommend anyone to do that. You know, don't rush into it. I'm sure you've heard that before, but there's never going to be an easy time. Like my time when I finally quit, or gave my notice, right? Because I'd been with the same company for a long time, really liked the people for the most part. But one day I was just like, man, oh man, like I'm now in this meeting about something I might not care about, and something's happening over here in this world, right? And I'm losing opportunity over here. That's when it fully hit me. So it wasn't really a monetary thing. I was tracking that and making sure we were budgeting, but it was more so like, whoa, the opportunity that I'm missing out on, the opportunity cost in a sense, became too much. Does that make sense? Like there was a very clear time. It never seemed like an easy time, but there's one day and I was like this is now suffering. Because it was a side gig. I started Guy Boston Sports in 2016, guys, as a blog, social media account. We covered this Boston sports. Like, it's been a long time. It's now 2025. We've been full-time for a couple of years. Like, 2016, put it into perspective. So we paid our dues. Everyone will always be like, oh, you blew up overnight and all that. Pfft, blew up overnight. Big time yikes. But, like, we did it for a side gig and, side hustle and never gave up. But the minute it was like, whoa, it's got to be more than like, it's got to be the focus. I think the focus is what I would say. Like, and it's very clear. Like, no one wants to admit that, like, oh, I'm focused on my side hustle. No, you'll know when it's like the focus is like, this needs to be the focus versus it's your dream, which, grind towards your dream. If I could do it, anyone can. All I did was start something and didn't stop. Nothing special, anything like that, right? Like 2016 didn't stop until we did it. Even if you're getting, like, we used to do streams or shows to 2 people. And shout out to those 2 people. One of them was probably me, like, monitoring the stream on my own. Now things are okay, right? I'm never going to be complacent, but you do got to stop and smell the roses. We'll leave you guys with that, because we talked about stopping and smelling the roses earlier in the stream. I think it's a perfect 360 moment. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll be live plenty more, but stop and smell the roses. Whatever your rose may be that you're talking about, maybe your partner made a nice dinner tonight, and you're like, wow, this is actually better than normal, or something like that. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything. Stop and smell the roses. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.